King of TV Bowling, brought to you by Pepsi. Nothing else is a Pepsi. By Chuck Weiler, Eastgate Auto Mall, where cars like eggs are cheaper in the country. And by the Miller Brewing and all the family of fine Miller beers. Good morning, Cincinnati. Strikes and Spares is our show this week. Week number 9, and once again, we've had some marvelous talent from week to week, and I'm sure this week is going to be no exception, Jennifer.
That's true. Out at Strikes and Spares, we had a great time qualifying. Vi Reidner was a great hostess, and we had two guys that had some fantastic scores, Tony Harmeyer and Carl Harris, and I predict a very good match here coming up.
All right, if you predict a very good match, then hopefully we'll get on with it. So why don't you stay with us? We'll be back in just a couple of minutes after these words from our sponsors. Number 9, match number 1 finds Tony Harmeyer pitted against Carl Harris. Jennifer?
David, as I said, we have had a fantastic time qualifying each and every week for King of TV Bowling, and these two guys are two of the reasons why it has been so much fun. They enjoy the game. We're just like little groupies out there.
That's right.
Having a good time.
Some groupies bigger than others, and we'll show you stats and bios and all that good stuff later on as we show the build of people. But this game is a game for all of us from age 2 and 3 years old all the way up through over 100. And we'll tell you about one of those older gentlemen later as we watch him flag all 4 pins. Jennifer, and you just don't want to do that.
No, but I'll tell you what, Tony's rolling the ball very cleanly. So as long as he can get his first frame jitters out of the way, he's going to be just fine. Carl Harris, first time on TV, age 42. Kevin and Keisha are his 2 children. Almost leaving the identical spare, but breaking it down a little further, leaving only the 2-4 combination. Carl Harris is averaging 189. Bowls out at Seymour Lanes.
Right at the
Fran
limit.
Ruggieri's place.
Right
One of our favorite bowling proprietors.
Oh, chops.
Ouch.
The spare, and both players not taking advantage of the other one and actually opening things up, which leaves us with an even-Steven match.
Exactly. Carl lives out in the Kennedy Heights area on Orchard Lane. Started bowling at the age of 20 and has a high game of 289 during an AMF ball.
Left-handed style. There we go. The mixing action that you're going to see with the more modern bowling equipment, and he gets a little smile out of him there.
Tony Harmeyer, age 34, married to Fran, has 1 child, Gina, age 13. Lives in the Cheviot area. These guys are going to get on a roll here, David. I really predict that we're going to see some heavy striking out of this 189 and under division.
After the first frame jitters out of the way, here's from our floor cam. Watch the release. The great extension well out onto the lane. A little bit of a hop step there, but no loss of power, no deflection. Through the pins, 1-2 pocket, annihilated. Really gets the ball out of the lane, Jennifer.
Yeah, he really does. Like, as I said, he's rolling the ball very cleanly. However, he's going to need to send it out a little further. 706 is qualifying score. That's up there with the big guys, averaging 169. And this is his second TV appearance. In that 1995 March Open, he won $1,500.
Must have been where he bought that chain from.
Exactly.
Baseball players can do it. So can bowlers. What the heck?
Tony didn't start bowling till the age of 26. Rather unusual for as good of a bowler as he is.
The Miller Pepsi scoreboard, 2 of the greatest sponsors we could ever hope to have, along with Jeff Weiler and Tri-State, and the list goes on and on. But our major sponsors have continued to support the show we thank you and the folks at home. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. The bio on Carl Harris, age 42, one of those old guys. He's up around my age.
Yeah, right.
Averaging 189, qualifying score of 674. And, of course, this is his first television appearance.
And this guy always has tons of fun. Laughing it up on Saturdays and Sundays, qualifying to make it, and here he is.
A little delay in the breakaway step there, but a lot of people use that as a timing device to get into it. It never did work for me, Jennifer. As soon as I got things moving,
they had to go.
Yeah, well, I wanted to keep them moving, but we've seen several very good players use that stutter step or actually stop sometimes their arm swing and then just pull through the ball. Look out. Just hanging on, and he knows he got a break there.
Both gentlemen going high on lane 5. We'll have to see if they don't need to adjust. Get the ball either out a little wider or move their feet a little more left.
You see what's happened, ladies and gentlemen. These two people are bowling for some major cash, $500.
You bet.
But they're having fun. They're laughing. They're cutting up. That's what the game is all about. Bowling is fun. So please get out to your centers. The ABC, the American Bowling Congress, the governing body that controls the game all over the country, and they're the ones that keep the game straight right now. As you watch Tony trailing by 14 pins at this point. Going to try to make this spare, and he does easily.
That was a choice spare for a 169 average guy. Let me tell you, there's nothing easy about that spare at all. As you mentioned, the WIBC, David, they have their annual meeting on April the 8th at 1 p.m., and they encourage all GCWBA members to attend.
And that stands for?
Greater Cincinnati Women's Bowling Association.
That's right. They are a beautiful group of people. They have helped us out immensely as you watch a crossover shot, and he's going to love that. Not really the shots you want to see. We show you the good ones. Here's one of the bad ones. Watch him pull across his body right there, a little hop step. Now it's going to cross over into the right-hander's pocket, the 1-3, but it fills it up great. And does he like it? Ooh, no. Yep. Oh.
What a great reaction. Hey, but those are the breaks you need. You have to turn those into doubles.
Absolutely correct. The light mixer not quite getting out the pins the way he would like, leaving the 3-5. And again, this spare choppable. You really want to cover both pins with the ball, or you could go outside to make it. But that increases your chances of chopping it. Let's see how he does this. Look out.
2 chops in one game already for Carl Harris. Wow, that can be discouraging.
Well, we talked about chopping the spare, and you really want to work on flattening the ball out, Jennifer. Right here, let's take a look at it. If you would flatten this out, it would deflect into the 5-pin. As it is, watch the roll on the ball, folks. It's going to cut straight through, take the 3-pin straight back, missing the 5-pin. You really want to work on flattening the ball out on your spare.
Wow, that was something else right there.
Well, don't you go away, because we're not. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes to finish match number 1 on the king of TV bowling. Tony Harmeyer trailing by 1 pin, half of a game to go. Virtually means nothing. What loss ball. Why do you think he's doing that, Jennifer?
I think he's just having a little bit of a timing problem myself, David. He's not getting to the line well, so in other words, he can't roll the ball well. Leaving the very difficult left-handers 2-8.
Leaving the 2-8, like you said, Jennifer, not the spare that we typically would want to shoot, but for the left-hander.
It's possible he's hanging up.
It looks like he's hanging up in the ball, you're right. And of course that will cause you to pull the ball also.
And these lights are hot. It's possible his hand's swelling.
Take a look at it here. Watch how far out in the lane this ball goes.
Yep.
Yes, he's definitely hanging up. You should not be getting the ball out almost to the arrows on a fly. It's just clearly a problem of not clearing the thumb quickly enough.
I think it's so important to adjust your tape needs in your bowling. David takes some in, puts some out, and finally, David, I predicted a great match. I just didn't say what the score was going to be.
That's right. That's right. Well, there's virtually 3 pins. You're looking at 15 pins now as we look at the Miller Pepsi scoreboard. Miller Pepsi products, 2 of the most thirst-quenching liquids on the face of this earth. And depending upon our mood, we just go with one or the other, right?
That's right. It's so nice to endorse products you really believe in, David. Such as Jeff Weiler.
That's right.
Go check him out at the Eastgate Auto Mall. And we have a car we're going to show him.
That's right. We'll show you a car a little later on, but right now we're going to look at the 2-4 and see if he can bring back the spear. Remember, kill the shot. Kill the shot. There we go.
David, some other high qualifiers in the 189 and under division at strikes and spares were Rusty Harp, Darren Brock. Carl Harris also came in 5th. Tony Harmeyer and Kenneth Sand. Congratulations to all of them. They all took home nice paychecks.
Carl leads by 15 at this point. If he keeps look out.
Boy, high, but not deserving of that split at all.
Well, I'm telling you, it left his hand funny, and it looked like it was going to go. Take a look at it here. Hangs up. Now watch his arm come across his body. See his hand cross in front of his eyes. You really want to see it go straight up. Now it goes cut straight through. And as you said, Jennifer, it could have easily broken down the split, if not carry. And he's like, what?
What the heck's going on?
Yeah, shoot it.
Oh, it's the crowd moan.
Yeah.
They all saw how close that was. Checking it out. Our representatives from Miller. We also have some ABC representatives.
We got people representing things that I'm not even sure what they're representing, but
exactly.
we got a heck of a crowd here this morning, and the ABC people and the distributing people for delicious. There you go.
He lost that ball, but he had it far enough out on the lane, like out around the 5th board, enough to make a chart right into the pocket.
Well, he uses a device, Jennifer, to help him get the ball out onto the lane. A lot of people have trouble collapsing the wrist, and what we mean by that is if your wrist bends back at the point of release, you lose some leverage. This device does not allow you to do anything other than stay underneath the ball.
He's coming alive here, David.
And I said, why not? You know, a little too late.
Tony last year was in our finals of the 189 and under division, and he said he pulled a lousy 150 and lost, so he's looking to regroup here and show everybody he knows how to bowl.
19 pins, the difference at this point. Mr. Harris has an opportunity here.
That was a big-time shot there, David.
Stunning.
Clutch. These guys are coming alive in the 8th, 9th, and 10th frame here. Making a run at each other.
Well, you've got about 19 pins. Carl trailing by 19 needs to strike on this ball to force the opposition to perform in the 10th. Let's watch. It's got to be a strike.
Exclamation point there, David. 10 in the pit.
Oh, what a shot. And again, 189 and under, but let's take a look at it. Execution right over the board he wants. Watch this, folks. No deflection. Ball goes straight through. 10 in the pin. Every pin doing its job, and does he like it?
Yes.
Yeah, he gives himself a nice little nod, but
Pretty good.
pressure's not over. This one also needs to be a strike.
All right, get in there, get in there, get in there.
Wow.
They're bowling like
They
professionals.
really are.
And this is our lower division.
And you had, these guys have had 7 frames to get lined up. And they have done exactly that. Made the moves that they needed to be to find the pocket.
Well, striking out, he could finish with a very respectable 190 after a very, very shaky start. One pin at this point, separating the two players.
There's that trip pin.
Critical one pin possible.
The crowd is very appreciative of that fine shot.
The one pin could be extremely important in a match this close. Now watch it if you can. Coming back, it's going to come back door and trip it out, and we need to see a strike right here to win the match. Let's look.
He trips it late. Wow.
Jennifer, I've never seen in this division, this part of our division, obviously we're used to seeing it in the upper division, but bowlers performing so well in the clutch. Fantastic.
It really is great bowling, David. We've had some fine matches out of our 189 under division this year.
Well, this match is over, and everybody's excited, and you're looking at our winner in the 189 and under division, $500, and we will be back with match number 2 after we watch him throw the fill ball. It goes out for 209.
Okay, we've seen some action now, and we're going to get on with some even better 190 and over division. So stay tuned. We will be back.